The daily discipline of mastery. The mind is not mastered in a moment. It is trained as the body is trained by daily exercise, by constant attention, by deliberate effort. You do not conquer your thoughts once and rest forever. You conquer them anew each morning when you rise and each night before you sleep. Every thought you permit to live in your mind takes shape in your world. Each day you choose the pattern, the color, and the form of your destiny. Therefore, choose with care. Choose thoughts of faith instead of fear, purpose instead of doubt, creation instead of complaint. No man may escape the law of habit. You are either building the habit of mastery or the habit of drift. If you rise each day and command your mind to think rightly, to focus clearly, to believe deeply, then mastery becomes your nature. But if you leave your thoughts unguarded, chaos becomes your master. The successful man does not wait for motivation. He builds it through repetition. He studies his mind as a craftsman studies his tools. He directs his emotions as a musician directs sound. He knows that discipline is freedom, that control is power, and that the mind, once mastered, is the greatest servant in existence. Remember this truth. The world will yield to you precisely to the degree that you master yourself. Every prayer, every affirmation, every purpose you hold will fade unless renewed daily. So renew it. Read your purpose aloud. Repeat your affirmations. Visualize your ideal and feel it as real. Act as though success were inevitable, and soon it will be. You cannot build a palace in a day, but you can lay a stone each sunrise. You cannot master the mind in a week, but you can master this moment, this thought, this decision. And moment by moment, mastery becomes habit, and habit becomes character, and character becomes destiny. Each day ask yourself, have I directed my mind today, or have I allowed it to direct me? That question, answered honestly, will determine the measure of your success, for the mind is the only thing you truly possess. Guard it, guide it, and give it great work to do. Let it think upward, dream largely, and act fearlessly. Do this every day without fail, and you will awaken one morning to find that the person you once hoped to become now stands before you, alive, capable, and unstoppable. The mastery of the mind is not theory. It is the only true power a human can hold, and he who practices it daily commands his destiny, shapes his future, and lives as the architect of his own greatness. So begin now. Think with purpose. Speak with faith. Act with conviction. And remember, each day of discipline is another brick in the temple of your success. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, because you are the master of your mind. Now take this truth, build upon it daily, and become the living example of the law you have learned. For the world belongs not to the lucky, but to the disciplined mind that dares to direct itself. The subconscious mind, your silent servant. Beneath the surface of conscious thought lies a vast and silent power, the subconscious mind. It does not reason, it obeys. It takes every impression you give it and works day and night to make that impression real. It is the unseen builder behind every act, habit, and circumstance. You command this power through repetition, emotion, and belief. Whatever idea you impress upon it, good or bad, it accepts as truth. If you constantly dwell on limitation, it arranges conditions to confirm it. If you fill it with faith and expectancy, it opens doors where walls once stood. Understand this law. The subconscious cannot distinguish between a thought vividly imagined and an event physically experienced. Therefore, imagine wisely. See yourself already in possession of the state you desire. Feel the emotion of accomplishment until it becomes natural. Soon your outer world will mirror the image impressed upon the inner. Autosuggestion is the language of the subconscious. Repeat daily the thoughts you wish to see take form. Say, I think with clarity. I act with confidence. I attract harmony and success. Speak these not as hopes, but as declarations of fact. The subconscious responds only to conviction. Guard carefully what you feed this inner servant. Music, conversation, and environment all whisper suggestions to it. Choose influences that uplift. Surround yourself with beauty, discipline, and purpose. Your subconscious records everything. Let it record greatness. Before sleep each night, impress one clear idea upon your mind. Tomorrow I will awaken stronger, calmer, and more guided than before. The mind works while you rest. When you rise, the path you seek will begin to reveal itself. Remember, your subconscious is not your master. It is your instrument. It magnifies whatever you command. If you give it fear, it returns obstacles. If you give it faith, it returns miracles. Direct it with deliberate thought, steady emotion, and unwavering belief, and it will make of your life what you design in your imagination. For the world within shapes the world without, and the mind you command today will build the destiny you live tomorrow. Your mind can never be free while it is ruled by emotion. The man who cannot control his anger, his fear, or his discouragement has handed the keys of his mind to the world around him. He reacts instead of directs. He drifts instead of decides. Emotion is energy. Properly directed, it becomes the fire of achievement. Allowed to run wild, it becomes the blaze of destruction. You cannot banish emotion, but you can command it. You must become the calm pilot in the storm of your own thoughts. When anger arises, pause before you act. Ask yourself, what result do I desire? Anger clouds judgment and speaks through pride. Control it, and the same power that could destroy will defend. When fear appears, greet it as a messenger. It comes to remind you of preparation. Examine its warning, correct what is weak, and dismiss what is imaginary. Fear, once analyzed, loses its teeth. When discouragement whispers that your labor is in vain, answer with faith. Say to yourself, I govern my mind, and my mind governs my world. The man who speaks those words in the silence of defeat invites unseen help to his side. To master emotion, you must observe it without identification. Step back and watch your anger, your desire, your impatience as you would clouds crossing the sky. They come and go, only your awareness remains. That awareness is your true self, the master behind the mind. The uncontrolled mind is like a city with unguarded gates. Any intruder may enter. The disciplined mind is a fortress. It allows in only the thoughts that serve its higher purpose. Each day, set aside a moment of quiet command. Close your eyes and say slowly, peace is my natural state. I choose thoughts that preserve it. This practice is not escape. It is power. For the man who rules his emotions rules his fate. He is no longer a slave to insult or praise, victory or failure. He moves through both with steady purpose, like a mountain unmoved by passing winds. Master your emotions, and your thoughts will obey you. Master your thoughts, and your life will reflect harmony. This is self-control in its highest form, not suppression, but direction. And it begins the moment you choose calmness over reaction, faith over fear, and understanding over anger. Control your mind, the master key to success. Every man and woman carries within the silent workshop of the mind the power that shapes destiny. Your outer world is nothing more than a mirror of your inner thinking. You may command your mind, or you may permit it to command you. In that single choice lies the difference between a drifting life and a directed one. The mind is both servant and master. Whatever thought you plant there, be it faith or fear, takes root and grows after its kind. Nature does not discriminate. She multiplies whatever seed you sow. If you fill your mind with doubt, limitation, and complaint, you will harvest failure. If you fill it with belief, courage, and purpose, you will reap achievement. Therefore, guard the door of your mind as you would a treasure vault. You become what you think about all day long. Your dominant thought weaves itself into every conversation, every gesture, every opportunity you see or fail to see. A salesman who believes people will not buy unconsciously convinces others not to buy. A leader who believes men will follow awakens loyalty wherever he goes. The outer results merely echo the inner conviction. To control your thought, begin each morning with a single directive. Today I shall think only thoughts that build, never thoughts that destroy. Repeat it until your subconscious accepts it as law. Faith is the chemistry through which thought becomes power. It is the invisible ingredient that turns mere words into action and action into reality. When you mix a definite purpose with unwavering belief, the universe begins to arrange conditions in your favor. Faith is not blind. It is directive intelligence. You do not wait to see before you believe. You believe so that you may see. Cultivate faith by affirming, I control my mind. I direct my thoughts. Therefore, I control my destiny. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. It obeys every command you impress upon it, whether wise or foolish. Autosuggestion is the method by which you educate that inner power. Repeat constructive statements until they sink beyond hearing. Say daily, I am the master of my thoughts. My thoughts are constructive, positive, and purposeful. Every cell of my body responds to the vibration of success. As you persist, negative habits wither for lack of nourishment, and new ones take their place. The mind cannot hold two opposing ideas at the same time. When a negative thought appears, do not fight it. Replace it. Substitute faith for fear, gratitude for envy, love for resentment. Like light displacing darkness, a positive thought instantly dissolves the negative one that cannot occupy the same space. Practice the law of substitution until it becomes automatic. Soon your mind will reject fear as naturally as the body rejects poison. All plans, inventions, and fortunes begin as imagination. Imagination takes the raw material of thought and molds it into pictures of desire fulfilled. Picture yourself already in possession of what you seek. See it clearly. Feel it deeply. When the picture becomes real in your mind, action follows with certainty. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The world yields its treasures only to the determined. Controlling the mind is not a single act, but a daily discipline. You will face distraction, fatigue, and the temptation to drift. When that moment comes, remember that persistence is concentration held through difficulty. Stand guard at the gateway of your thoughts. Tell yourself, I have chosen the master's seat in my own mind, and I will not abdicate. Thoughts are contagious. You cannot spend your days among complainers and remain optimistic. Associate with those whose faith is strong, whose speech uplifts, whose purpose burns brightly. Books, voices, and companions are food for the mind. Choose your diet wisely. Your environment is a reflection of your inner state, and your inner state reshapes the environment. By changing your thoughts, you change the vibration that draws people and circumstances to you. There is a master key to all achievement. Control your own mind. Not circumstances, not chance, not other men, but your own mental attitude determines your fate. When you learn to think what you wish to think, to believe what you wish to believe, to hold before you the image of what you wish to become, you discover freedom. You are the sculptor, and your mind is the clay. Shape it with purpose, faith, and gratitude, and the world will shape itself around you. Follow the mastermind architect for more life-changing motivation and wisdom.